for the most part. There's some
What-
trailer trash, or what people would term trailer trash. Excuse me, I don't want to, step on any toes, or some more.
Trailer trash are people too.
Okay, yeah, you see what I'm saying? That
What's happening, y'all? You back with the Wisleys? You got Kay Wisely.
What's going on? You got Bobo.
And you got Kigo.
Yeah. Back at something. We found y'all, man, something a little bit different. Actually, we was excited when we saw it. At least I was. Don't let me speak for y'all. In regards to a nice show, man, hosted by Van Lathan and 50 Cent. I think he's a producer, possibly.
Yeah.
Called Hip Hop Homicides. I'm always drawn to something that's hip hop related. You know what I mean? That's what we do. But let's see what this show is about, man. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, let's dive off into it. There's been a lot of them too. Being Hip Hop Homicide has been a lot of them, unfortunately. So
sad to say.
All right, y'all. Let's dive off into this.
Let's do it.
Pop Smoke.
King Von,
Magnolia Shorty was gunned down yesterday.
As of 2022, there's been a staggering number of rappers who've been murdered. And more than half of those cases are unsolved.
How many times do we have to see this in hip-hop?
If pop stars were being killed at this rate, there would be an uproar about it.
They'd be at war.
I'm your host, Van Lathan, and together with executive producer 50 Cent, we're here to bring these cases into the light.
I was with him. I can see everything.
My daddy was a known gangster in the city.
You don't ever get curious?
I'm gonna keep that to myself.
They don't care where you at. When I catch you,
Doobie.
kill you.
The rumors that they had about this guy, that he was a killer. It was a hit from jail.
Everybody was just pointing fingers because nobody had the answer.
You saying that he got money off her life insurance and then put it on the street?
Yes.
Who would climb to the second floor to find the locked door?
You seem pretty sure that somebody was paid to kill him now.
Yeah, I do.
He became a target.
Triple X.
We're here to find the truth.
These guys are rappers. They're #1 targets.
They're dying while living their dreams.
That's what happens when you mix street with music.
Hip Hop Homicides premieres Thursday, November 3rd on WeTV. Stream every moment, Mondays on All Black.
Man, listen. That got my juices going in regards to RIP to all the dead hip hop artists, man, first and foremost. But I'm excited about it, man. If we bring some light to some of this, I'm always curious about the cases. Why aren't they solved? We could talk about some of the old school, Jam Master Jay, the Big L's, Biggie and Pac, you know what I mean?
Pac, yeah.
That's just to name a few, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. What's the first one you guys remember? First celebrity hip hop figure death. For me, it was Skylar Rock. Skylar Rock, my boy Jack from Compton, actually. Jack from Compton. He in Seattle right now, though. You know Jack.
I know Jack. Yeah.
And he hit me on the phone like, man, Skylar Rock just got shot. I'm like, Skylar Rock, yeah, from BDP. And that's way on the East Coast. We way out here in LA. I knew we had what we got going on out here with, what's happening in LA and whatnot in other cities. But yeah, that was the first rap related or hip hop related fatality I knew of. Murder, homicide. Because there's other ways for fatality to happen, but yeah, homicide.
It's interesting. I don't remember that one. Sad to say, man. I knew about it, but it didn't necessarily hit me to where it didn't hit me like it should have.
Right.
The first one that I remember that really hit me, Big L. I want to say Pac, but that Big L one, man, because at that time, man, I was listening to a lot of that DITC, Digging in the Crates, whole crew. And, back in the day when they was doing the freestyles on Sway, some of the LA stations, they was on there doing freestyles, and he was really making a run, man, kind of getting his name up. And then all of a sudden, that was it. They just snatched him. And that was it, man. And me, because I was anticipating getting more into his music, like, man, this guy's evolving. He catching steam. Then they yanked it underneath. And we ain't even got to talk about the Biggie and Pac, man. That goes without saying.
Yeah. Yeah, Tupac and Biggie, man.
Yeah, I seen the city mourn, man. I was in Chicago when that happened on the Parkland. The sick man, it seemed like everybody I talked to, everybody on the radio, people on the streets, man, like everybody was mourning. It just it's like a dark blanket over the city, man, which was wild. Which was wild for me to just be a part of, to see.
That's bananas. I was watching some one of these shows or podcasts. They were saying from the first 25 years, Scholar Rock was 1987. It's 2012, right? That'd be 25 years. 87 to 2012, or would that be? Yeah, that'd be 25 years. Would that be 35 years?
We're no mathematicians.
Yeah, but
carry the one.
A whole lot of numbers.
But it was more in the last 5 years than there have been in the first 25 years of rap. From 87 to 2012, right? Then from 2013, that next 5 years, it was more rap deaths. But the interesting thing about it is, back then, if an MC or a rapper died, they typically were, I don't know, a little bit more well-known than they are now. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the names they were listing off, I never heard of them. Never heard of them, man. It doesn't make their life any less significant.
And that's no disrespect. That's no disrespect
no.
to the artist, man, to their fan base.
Yeah, no, makes but it's just interesting to me that it seemed like the more saturated the rap field or the rap industry become with rappers.
Yeah, say that, yeah.
I don't know, man. Are they bringing in a different energy? Is that why they're getting, facing their demise?
That thought,
yeah.
Your words you just said, man, came out of my brain. You snatched it out of my brain. Because I was thinking the same thing. I remember hearing music like Brand Nubians, punks jump up to get beat down.
Right.
And just, it was, you heard a lot of fisticuffs where someone was going to get, rolled on, but you didn't necessarily hear a lot of violence about people shooting and all the different type of guns that they was, bringing out. I don't know if that has anything to do with the movement that's taking place, man, but it definitely has taken a shift, and we losing way too many young brothers. They younger and younger, man. Younger and younger.
Yeah, they are. Like at the very end, that one cat said, that's kind of what you get when you mix street with music or hip hop. They're attracted to the bad boy, so they attracted to that bad boy life. And I'm like, you should be trying to escape that. You're talking these things into reality, and when you start talking that stuff, you bring that type of element, like you were saying, with you. And then also, we kind of grew up in an era where, I know what it feels like to get punched in the face. These cats don't. You know what I mean? I know what it feels like to punch somebody back.
Yeah.
Shoot a fair one, things like that. Like Pop said on Friday, use these.
Right.
Man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So we knew how to, we would put the get down on. They talk with their guns, and it's sad, man. They talk that shit on music, and then it the repercussions is felt, and it hurts.
It hurts us. I got a question about that. Go ahead, Bobo.
Yeah, one of the things that jumps out to me is the process by which you had to be christened or knighted as a rapper back in the day, right? A record label had to say you were a rapper back then.
Yes.
Right? Somebody had to come put you on. Nowadays, and starting from probably, 2012, 2013, around there, now these youngsters have figured it out. Now, if they say they're a rapper,
they're a
rapper. There's a few things they got to do to go with it. Of course, they got to create a buzz, and that's all tied into social media, which obviously we didn't have back in the day. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of their own, they got their own vehicle that they can equip the way they want it, set it up, and drive it to the point where they say, I'm a rapper. What's up, Keeks?
Yeah, let me just to interject. I like what you said when you said before it was a record label that stamped you as a rapper. Now it's, they're stamping that. I'll even go one better. I don't even think they're stamping that. They're letting a persona stamp that.
Man, y'all brought up a good point. I was going to ask, can we, give some fault to the record label? But you just said it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can give them a little bit for the mainstream kind of persona that they're putting out there.
Yes.
But in reality, like you said, man, these people are stamping themselves official and kind of skipping that whole process where in the past you'd have to kind of go through sort of a vetting process. You couldn't talk slick or greasy and get away with it because somebody would have checked you along the way. Like, hey, man, watch it. Keep that, you know what I mean? Keep that down. But now they just, they get to go, all gas, no break. It makes no sense, man. Then you got these young brothers like Nip, R.I.P. Hustle, man. Like, oh man,
that's a whole nother level.
It turns your stomach. It turns your stomach, man. To see, him, kind of refining himself, man, putting himself and putting his community on, right? Talking about things that are relevant, things that are putting, light and building, the community, and then they knock him off
in his own community, which brought up a question I thought I want to ask you guys. Like, what are some of the things? Can these rappers do anything to prevent it? Are they slipping by staying in their own area, staying in their own community? FBG Duck, Mo3 both hopped on the Vlad TV interview and said when the question was asked to them, posed to them, should they maybe move to wherever, you can't stay in the hood. They both sat up there and said, no, I'm good right where I'm at. Boosie actually had a interview with Vlad where he was saying most rappers die in their own home city or their own hometown.
I'd love to see some statistics on that, because I bet that's 100% fact.
Yeah, man, but it's more of them than those that I named too. But what can these rappers do, man? What should they be doing to prolong their lives?
Man, that's deep, man. That is a multi-level question. But I was thinking, man, that Ice Cube verse, I think it was off of No Vaseline, when he was saying, he was talking about somebody, he was like, yelling Compton, but you live in Riverside.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of poignant for me, man, in the sense of whoever he was talking about had enough sense to shake up out of Compton and to move to the burbs. Whoever it was, right? And I think
that's was it Yella? Who was it? Dre? Who was it? Whoever.
Yeah, whoever it is, raise your hand. But at the end of the day, man, I really feel it is absolutely, and don't shoot the messenger, man. I think it's absolutely critical, man, to get out of the hood. You fought so hard and did so much to get, to get your status. You can get up out of there, not because you're trying to leave your people.
Right.
You're trying to elevate and show people it's possible, and you give back, but you can't live there. You don't see that in the professional athlete space. They go back and they do turkey giveaways and Thanksgiving and Christmas gifts, but then they shake back to their spot, man, where it's safe. I think you got to get up out of there, man, so you can run further and longer. If you go through on humble real quick.
I like that. You can run further longer,
man. On a humble, real fast, say what's up, what's happening, and keep it pushing, man, because folks will knock your block off just because. Yeah. They don't need no reason, just because.
They will test you. If you look like you can't pass that test, they're gonna test you.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same with the mute, like you guys were saying earlier. Like, man, what made you become a rapper, right? In our era, you really had to be on the mic. You had to really be able to get down. Mm-hmm. You knew for sure that you can't call yourself no rapper, no MC if you couldn't bust a freestyle.
Exactly.
Nowadays, you don't have to. All you need is you need a fake persona behind you, or somebody in your camp who bought it. And now they're gonna test you on that instead of your mic skills. They're gonna test you about everything you saying on the records about so and so or who and who. They're gonna test you.
That's true.
If you don't know the rules, you don't know how to move, which shoulder you supposed to look over, what hood you supposed to be in, all that stuff. You can't be money phoning all the damn time.
That damn money.
I'm glad that I hope that stopped, man. I think that stopped, but it's one of those things, man. Like when I go back home, one of the things I always do is I always keep it moving, man. There's a lot of people that remember me as a kid growing up, and they be like, "Oh man, that's K Wisely. That's K Wisely. That's K Wisely. What's happening, man?" And all due respect, man, half of them guys, man, I remember, as a tiny tot. You understand? I can't even fathom the idea of thinking I'm gonna go on the block and hang out with them. Yeah, because they've been hanging on the block since we was shorties, and they still on the block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't even fit in on the block, though. You understand what I'm saying? I don't even fit in on that block. I'm standing out like a sore thumb, man.
Look, real quick. I want to throw this at you guys. I wonder, is it kind of that other cultures, other races, even though they might be, as speaking of our men, have a bunch of bravado about us that we learn from little boys on up to middle school and high school and young adulthood to be a man, be rough and tumble. But as they mature, as they get their families and they move away, they have a lifestyle to where that kind of thing is not as important anymore. I wonder, in our culture, it almost seems like, man, no matter where we go with it, no matter how much we mature, a lot of time we tend to drag some of that nonsense stuff that we haven't unlearned yet about it, the importance of being tough, the importance of being macho, the importance of not letting nobody punk you. And I'm wondering, is that was part of, the other things, it's along with the other things we laid out, is that part of why these rappers, even though they're successful now, they can't leave it alone. They're still fussing and fighting and arguing and talking.
Shake it.
I don't know.
It reminds me of, this is a little off, but Batman, the one with Christian Bale, when he was that kid at the bottom of that well, and he was climbing himself up. And he fell and he got back up. And at the end, everybody was rooting for him because they technically wanted him to get out of there. It was a dangerous spot and they wanted him to get up out. And he made it to the top and got up out of there. So it gave them hope that, yeah, we can get up out of here. And we wanted little man to get up out of there too. So I like that. But flipping it over a little bit, turning the page, K-Dot, Father Time, man, he spoke about all this on that Father Time joint, which encompasses everything you just said.
Yeah, he does touch on that. Well, one thing, like how you saying, as far as other cultures get out, is black man, where you gonna run to? And then the other thing to cap off what you're saying is we place some wrong value, like you saying that machismo, that toughness. That's one thing if I'm protecting somebody or my family or this and that. But I'm gonna be tough for a chain. I'm gonna be tough for, I used to understand that. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be tough for this block, I'm gonna be tough for that. But now we tough for like material things. Like, man, you want it? Take it.
These youngsters, man, the rappers today, I don't, they have done a good job of handling their business and bettering business, in the rap game. They get into the bag and we're, happy for them.
It's just an accelerated pace though. To me, it just seems condensed and accelerated, man. They live in life. We got young guys living lives, man, from 15 to 21, achieving way more than people did their whole rap career.
Their whole,
fame, money, everything. They're getting all of that, like you said, the bag, all of it in 4, 5, 6 years, and then they dead.
Still a prisoner unto themselves. Yeah, well, shoot. One thing we didn't cover is when did they say, or I didn't catch it, when that's premiering, that hip hop homicides. I'm not here to promote We TV or nothing, but I'm really looking for We TV. Holla at me.
Isn't it Oprah? Isn't that her?
Oh, is that Oprah's joint?
It was on Black, wasn't it? It was on something like that.
I thought Oprah was on. Is she on We as well?
I thought she had something to do with it. Correct me if I'm wrong, man. I thought she had something to do with it, man. I could be wrong. We probably should research that and get back to y'all.
Well, even if it was Oprah, I ain't trying to promote for Oprah either, but shout out to her though. Shout out to her. But
shout out to the big O.
I want to check that out. Want to check that out when it comes out, man. Hopefully these new rappers start figuring it out, man.
Yeah. If at minimum, like you said, we ain't here to promote it, but watch it, man. See what's been going on with folks in our space. We may learn something from it. But hey, listen. Y'all done listen to us rattle on a little bit about it, man. Coming from the heart, shooting it to y'all straight. Get in these comments. Before you do that, like and subscribe. If you like what you're hearing, give some comments if you don't. You ain't just got to have all the comments that you do. Give some comments that you don't. And we do got some prizes coming for you. It's coming for these fans, subscribers.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all.
On that note, Wisely's out.
Peace.